Hi class. So when you sign on to Blackboard, this is kind of what you're going to see. So the first thing you should do is watch this video, which will appear right up here. And the second thing you're going to want to look at is you're going to look at the syllabus. When you click on the syllabus, it should uh, take you to a page, download it, and it's just going to click on it. And your syllabus will open up and you can go through and read it. There's a lot of information in here. My email address, which is the best way to always contact me, my name, information about not messaging me on Blackboard, always send me an email because I don't check Blackboard Messenger. Expectations, you may not be in class, this may be online, so this really doesn't apply to you, but each syllabus is designed for each class. So yeah, there's all kinds of really good information in there. I tried to underline and highlight and bold all the really important stuff. There's always a calendar, then how to send me a professional email. A lot of students don't like to do this for some reason, but this is not an ego thing. This is, you need to learn how to send a professional email, and the state has deemed me with that task, so I built this handy little step-by-step process to show you how to do it. And so yeah, send me emails in a professional manner. Part of your grade's built around that. All right, so once you get done with the syllabus, you will need to take the syllabus quiz. It is right here. You will click on it, you'll open it up, and you will begin. Now, that is due by August 25th at 12 p.m. Now, if you watch this video in another semester, then it's going to be due at a later time, but this will always have the due date on there. But you have to take the syllabus quiz or you will be dropped from the course, and I will not let you back in. I do this because our pass-fail rates are tracked, and when I let people back in, about 90% of the people I let back into the class that did not take the syllabus quiz, they failed the course. So those people aren't going to pass anyway for the most part, and it kills my pass-fail rate. So there you go. Do your syllabus quiz. Whoops. Okay, clicked on the wrong thing. All right. So some of the things you need to know is how to sign up for Connect, because we use the Connect process. This goes through it in detail, but an easier way is to click Mcgraw-Hill Assignments. Then click on whatever is due first. Launch. And it will take you to a registration page. We'll enter your information, but I don't want to do that. If I'm not a student, now it's going to make me sign back into Blackboard. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Courses. There's a list of the courses that I teach. Your courses will be on there as you take them as a student. And I'm still in student mode. So here is a thing that it's a PDF or a Word document that will explain to you kind of some things you need to remember while you're using Connect. This is pretty good. This is something we have for all the students. If you're a student, you have access to Microsoft Office Suite for free. You just have to log in with your Jeff State email and password, and you can download it and use it, which is very helpful considering that most of us, that is primarily what we use. Like I don't accept Pages, I only accept Google Docs. PDFs, I don't like PDFs because I can't edit them and send the feedback back to you, but I can in a Word document. So please download that. But here is this has got all kinds of stuff like YouTube videos, how to do all kinds of really fun things. Your preferred email, we used to require you to change this, but we don't anymore. But that's something that's really helpful. If you initially signed up and they have like an AOL account or a Gmail account for your preferred email address, they as in Jeff State, you want to change that to your Jeff State account because that kind of is what we default to. And sometimes students miss emails if their preferred email is not set to the Jeff State account. Explanation about OneDrive, Microsoft 360, how to access your Jeff State email if you don't know how, and how to convert things like Pages to Word. Really interesting information for not just my class, but the other classes that you have. Get to know your instructor. This is information about me. Difference between high school and college. This is mostly for students who are coming from a high school, maybe still in high school, kind of sets the expectation. In college, it's really going to be on you to do the work. We provide it. You have to do it. If you don't do it, you're going to fail. This is the number one way students fail in my class. They just don't turn work in. I mean, if you turn work in, you're probably going to be okay. Visual aid for good news sources. Now, you will be watching the news in this class and the email I send out, and the syllabus explains all this. But this is a visual aid that kind of explains what a good news source looks like. And so it's a little graph, and I always say, stick here to the middle bubble and this top bubble if you're going to start doing research. Things like MSNBC and Fox News, we don't use those in my class because they are liberal and conservative propaganda. But these are good sources for anything you're doing in this class. Let's see, what is next? Whoops, looked out of it again. This new Blackboard Ultra is kind of wonky. All right. Let's see. Examples of how to record your speech. Now, if you're taking this class online, we don't really require audience during COVID this semester, but we will probably be requiring it starting in the spring of 2022. And so it kind of shows you how to record, like how to show your ID, how to show your note cards, how to show your audience, how to give your speech. You will be able to, or you will be required to show your ID and your note cards for your speeches, so watch that. How to create an outline and organize a speech. This is here, because I don't know why I put it here. I think I put it in two different places because students are really struggling with how to outline, and this lecture video goes into great detail. Really, I didn't have a lot of students watching it, and I could tell when they would send me shoddy outlines. But this is really good, good information. Normally, it would appear over here in this thing that says lecture videos. But if you click on that, let's go ahead and look at it. Click on that, and it's going to pull up lecture videos for every chapter that we have. And so for every chapter we cover, you need to watch these videos. They're 5 to 10 minutes at most. They're not that long, but I do have a lot of really good information in there that will help you make a better grade in the class because it gives you tips and tricks for the course. So there are the lecture videos. Okay, we'll keep going. How to submit a speech in Connect. If you're online, this is something that you will use, and we may be online. I don't know how COVID is going to play out at some point, even if we're a traditional class. Guidelines for your speeches. So these are kind of instructions on how to kind of build your speech. You need to read these. It's the introduction, the informative, the persuasive. This is for SPH 106. So you have interviews and you got a guideline system, got answers, example answer. Then we have the speech and outline examples. So when you are giving your speech, I've got some examples in here of like how to build your outline and the type of speech. So this is an example speech with good oral citations. And so you'll learn about oral citations. But when you get ready to watch for your informative and persuasive speeches, this would be the speech you'd want to go to and watch to understand how to give oral citations, which you have to have. If you don't, it's a 0, so don't make that mistake. Example note cards. A lot of times students want to write a bunch of stuff on their note cards, and you're not supposed to do that. This gives you an example. You click on it, downloads. See, there's not that much information. It's even in cursive. How old is this? People don't write in cursive anymore, but you see people, a lot of times students want to cover this in text, but you're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be just bullet points to highlight to get you through your speech. How to create a speaking outline, a generic rubric for the course. Students always want to look at rubrics. Well, this is kind of the one that I use. I use a little bit smaller one for the introduction speech, but this is what I use for the informative and persuasive. As you can see, there are no point values because this is not math. Speech is not math. Students look at this and want to go, well, if I do X and I do Y and I do Z, I should get dot, 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 dot. Well, it's not math. I look at the speech overall as a whole to see if it's failing speech, below average, average, above average, or outstanding, which is the correlates of F, D, C, B, and A. So there's that if you ever need it. Let's go back. Go back. And we are down here. Your group project, this is something that if you're in SPH 106, you're going to be doing. If you're in SPH 107, you do not have a group project. But both of you have this thing called climate change down here. What is climate change? Well, I believe climate change is very important, and although we don't really talk about it in class that much, some students are interested in it. So you do have to pay attention to the news and what's going on in the world, and climate change is part of that. And so I provide some interesting articles from the New Yorker, a study from our own military, an article about it, then the actual study itself, things that happen in Australia, things that are going on in the Arctic, so you can get an idea of how bad climate change really is. So yeah, it's something some students wanted, and I've just kept it around. So there it is. If you, like I said, Mcgraw-Hill assignments are here. This will be where if we do get switched to online, you're going to be putting your speeches here as well and your final. But most of this will probably be hidden unless we go fully online. But if you're an online class originally, then all of this will appear here. You'll see it when you click on it. Next, groups. I'm not really going to break all into groups. I'll email you your group when that time comes for my SPH 106 course. Lecture videos, again, that's where lecture videos are at. And yeah, that's just kind of the overview of the course whenever you come in. So just remember, click on your syllabus, read your syllabus, take the quiz, sign up for Connect, things to kind of remember as you're using Connect, how to get Microsoft Office for free and some other helpful information, my information, some stuff you need to read if you're a new student, and visual aid for good news sources. It's kind of like the first day thing. Go over, watch this video. Okay. All right, well, that is it. So if you'll have any questions about the class, feel free to email me. You can find my email on the syllabus. Click on it. All my information is there, and I will answer it. Thanks.